Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm bringing you news that's causing a huge buzz because Yaman broke his silence after his recent romantic breakup, and he did it with a speech that has stirred controversy. Yaman reappears and says it clearly. After months away from the cameras and now settled in Italy, the actor spoke publicly again. And he held nothing back. He said he's living through a massive turning point, both personally and professionally, thanks to the biggest project of his career, Sandokan. According to him, it's not just another role. It's the turning point of his life, a unique, almost once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Sandokan is not just any series can describe Sandokan as a character that forces him to transform completely. He says he's not playing the same pirate all the time, but that each episode demands he becomes someone different. And he talks about it with visible emotion. For him, this production means starting from zero and redefining himself. He also insists that the shoot follows international-level discipline and that the goal is clear: to make a series Italy can be proud of and that the rest of the world will admire. A huge contract. He already signed for several seasons. And here comes another bombshell. Yaman didn't sign for just one season, but for 3. This confirms that his bet on Italy isn't temporary, and that his career is increasingly focused outside Turkey. That's why many fans can't avoid the question, will he ever work there again? Or is his Turkish chapter already over? His criticism of Turkish television. In his speech, he also delivered very harsh lines about his country's TV industry. He called it a kind of jungle, where only the strongest survive. He explained that in Europe, schedules are humane, while in Turkey, actors can face endless workdays without rest. His words suggest that his departure wasn't only personal, but also professional exhaustion. He wants to be an actor who changes skin. Said he wants to become an actor able to adapt to everything: different genres, new languages, and different cultures. His goal is clear: never repeat himself, be a different person in every project. And the message for his followers is strong: nothing will be the same as before. A legendary hero, with Khan as the new face. Sandokan, the mythical Malayan tiger, is a historic symbol in Italy. His story mixes adventure, freedom, friendship, and an impossible love. And Khan feels this character matches what he's living now. After the breakup, he seems to be reborn with an epic role, more intense and darker. Italy is obsessed with him. The Italian press follows him everywhere. They call him an international star, the phenomenon of the moment, even an unstoppable force. They say he has wild energy on camera and total discipline behind it. And the attention doesn't stop on set. Photographers chase him even in the street. Breakup or emotional escape. Many say this series isn't only work for him, but also a way to heal. They claim he put love on hold and poured all his energy into his career. And the same line keeps repeating online: love can wait, a career can't. Extreme training to transform. And the most impressive part is what leaked from behind the scenes. Ken reportedly went through a brutal preparation camp. He trained almost every day in fencing, sailing, weapons handling, strict dieting, intensive Italian lessons for a pirate accent, horseback riding, and archery. According to people on set, he no longer looks like Khan. When he steps in, he is Sandokan. A global leap on the way? If the first season performs as expected, the series could open huge doors for him internationally. Streaming platforms are watching Italian projects closely, And rumors are already circulating that producers may be eyeing him for action films with top-level directors. When I reread those same comments with some perspective, it seems evident to me that Demet Özdemir has too often been trapped in a narrative she didn't choose, being the other half of an iconic TV couple. And honestly, that feels like an unfair simplification, because Demet isn't an accessory to the Can Yaman phenomenon, nor a mere extension of Erkan Kuş's success. She's an actress with her own identity, who, with strengths and limits like anyone else, has built an independent career. And she's done it in a media and cultural environment where women are tolerated less, watched more, and expected to do twice as much. That's why every time the public insists on talking about the two of them, I feel that deep down, what's being tested is Demet's right to exist as an autonomous figure, without having to justify herself over and over. What strikes me is the quiet kind of resistance Demet has built over time. Ken tends to move like a whirlwind. He sparks huge reactions, polarizes people, unleashes passion and anger. Demet, instead, feels more like a steady current. She makes less noise, but she stays, moves forward, and leaves a mark. Maybe that's why part of the audience keeps looking at her through the past, as if her best version were frozen back then. I don't see it that way. I see an actress trying to widen her range, step out of light romantic comedy, and explore other tones. She doesn't always hit the mark 100% sure, but the desire to grow is there. And it's impossible not to notice she's judged much more harshly than many male colleagues. The comments also include a strong critique of the Turkish context, described as complicated, even hostile, for certain personal freedoms and for a more open view of love or public life. I can't verify every single claim, but the overall feeling is clear. The relationship between celebrities and public opinion in Turkey is harsh, and it's even harsher for women. Can gets attacked for becoming European, for moving away from the expected script. Demet, if she steps slightly out of line, gets hit with moralism, gossip, and suspicion. That makes me think that much of what she carries isn't artistic weight, but social weight. Acting well isn't enough. She also has to behave a certain way, choose certain words, certain company, certain silences. It's an exhausting and deeply uneven kind of surveillance. That's why it bothers me when everything gets reduced to the endless Demet and Can, yes or no, as if that were the yardstick for her worth. In Demet's case, that reduction is even more damaging because it steals her agency. It turns her into the heroine of someone else's fan-written novel instead of a professional making her own decisions. And I think she's tried to cut that thread quite clearly, without dramatic speeches. She kept working, picked different projects, changed her register, and looked for other paths. You may like her choices more or less, but she's not waiting for the past to rescue her. She gives me the opposite impression of a woman who doesn't want to live trapped in a single success. There's also something about Demet I value that often gets overlooked. Her instinct to connect with people without becoming a prisoner of them. She knows how to be close, how to handle her public image, but I don't feel she's turned into a factory of media provocations. In a context where some actors live off controversy, she seems more careful with her energy, more selective about what she gives. That has a price. She doesn't generate headlines every day, so some interpret that as she faded or lost strength. I don't read it like that. I read it as self-protection, boundary setting, not giving everything to the spectacle. To me, that's not fragility. It's a smart way to endure. In short, my perception of Demet Özdemir is of a woman who has learned to walk with extra burdens, constant comparison, contradictory expectations, the pressure of an industry that celebrates you only as long as you don't disturb it, and the weight of a fandom that sometimes lifts her up and sometimes cages her. And yet she keeps moving forward, maybe without the roar that follows Can, maybe without epic declarations about the role of her life, but with a steadiness that feels real to me. Demet doesn't need to live in anyone's shadow to shine. She needs to be allowed to shine in her own way. And as a viewer, I'd rather follow that present path than stay stuck in nostalgia.